Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast, dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Hello and welcome to the GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Heidi, and I am, of course, joined by the wonderful Arianne.
Hi, everyone.
Today on Health and Wellness, I am going to finish up on some skincare topics, particularly facials that I had mentioned in the last Health and Wellness episode that I did about like oils and other things like that for your face. And then I'm going to go and talk about an issue that I find pretty interesting, and it is how your dental health affects the rest of your overall bodily health.
Yes.
So it's kind of like all things related to your noggin, I guess you could say.
From the neck up.
Yeah, basically. So, in terms of these skincare topics that I'll be talking about today, they are sort of crazy skincare topics. They are weird facials, because the last time I spoke about this, we talked about the vampire facial, where you put blood platelets. I mean, it's blood, but specifically platelets onto your face, made popular by Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And I was inspired.
Your own blood.
Your own blood, yeah. I was inspired by that because it was very strange.
Yes.
And I wanted to see what other crazy things people have done in the name of apparently beauty and health. So.
Right. Well, the other one you were talking about more natural ways.
Right.
These are more, I don't know. They're not so natural. Some
Yeah,
of them are.
Some of them are.
I don't know. But some of them are kind of, I don't know. They're weird.
So
I probably would never do
This
it.
is like the podcast of health and wellness crossover with weird news.
There you go.
All in like one episode. So let's start with the first one. We're going to ease our way into this. This is not the weirdest one.
Yes.
So this one is washing your face with beer. Apparently this has been popular on the internet, and a lot of people are talking about beer-based beauty remedies. I've heard of a beer-based shampoo, things like that. This is just washing your face in beer, which apparently has been in some spas across Europe. They have beer spas. And essentially people pay money to bathe in beer.
That's gross.
It's weird. And apparently it exfoliates dead skin cells and reduces acne-causing bacteria. Which, I guess, if that's what you're really after and you really like beer, maybe.
Is it something in beer? Because I know beer is made from, like, beer buds.
Oh, like hops?
Yeah.
Hops, yeah.
So
and
is
wheat
that
and
what they're
yeast.
trying? Yeah, but is it like the entire like liquid beer?
So they are bathing in all beer. They're not just in specific elements of beer, like in the whole beverage once it's been fermented and everything. And the reason that this is considered good for you, and according to some experts is actually legit, is because beer contains B vitamins. They also have hops, saccharides, and yeast, and all of those things can dissolve the dead skin cells and boost your skin's like glow, essentially.
So does regular exfoliating, you weirdos.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, basically.
Sorry.
So if you don't want to like smell like beer, you
Yeah.
can just exfoliate, or you can also take a multivitamin.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what I'm going to say
like
about all of
all-inclusive here.
these. All of these, I'm going to be like, you could also just do normal things.
Right.
But, maybe you decide that you want to start a beauty blog and you're looking for a way to really stand out. You could wash your face in beer. That would do something.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of frat houses do that already. But you could do it on your own.
I'm sure it's not intended for the facial or
It just ends up there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. You do what you do.
Yeah. So the next strange facial product is Preparation H, which you may know as not a facial product.
No, hemorrhoid cream.
Yes. So Preparation H is a hemorrhoid cream, but the active ingredient that would shrink hemorrhoids can also shrink under eye bags.
Like puffy eyes?
Yes. So like when you have like the dark circles, puffy eyes, if you're sleep deprived or, whatever, been drinking too much, whatever that is.
Cried too much?
Yeah, cried too much.
Because our last episode we talked about the benefits of crying, but also the not so good parts because it leaves your face all puffy and gross.
Yeah, so after you've done that, you can then depuff with some Preparation H. It's like a 2-in-1 item, really.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want to put that on my face.
You would definitely wouldn't want to use the same tube that you use for other things.
Right.
You'd want to get a new tube.
Yes. You let me know how that works out.
Yeah.
Whoever tries it, please let us know.
Apparently it does work, though, but it's kind of like a once-in-a-while fix.
Okay.
Because so under eye bags are usually the result of like loose blood vessels and weakened skin. So the active ingredient Preparation H is phenylephrine. Yep, that's a word.
Yep.
It constricts blood vessels, and so it can be effective in reducing puffiness.
Okay.
But it's not intended for that. So you probably shouldn't use it on like the daily. Like if it's really bad and you're like, this is what I have. Yeah. Then, you could
so
go for
like
that.
old people with, sorry, old people, but with like those really big bags, they can use it?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, they probably already have it in their medicine cabinet, but
for other purposes.
Yeah. I just don't use it too much, especially if you're older. Your skin is probably more delicate. So I would say be careful. I would feel like maybe that would cause drying or something. I don't know.
I don't use this product. I know people who have.
Yes.
And I've smelt it, so I'm like, it just seems like ill.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I would imagine if you're putting anything under your under eyes, please be careful. Yeah. So, like, be delicate no matter what you're putting there, and then be careful when you wipe it off. Don't be rough with your face because that'll just make it worse.
Exactly.
So just kind of like dab it on, dab it off.
So maybe like once a month. This is
maybe, or if you're just in an emergency situation where you've just cried a lot, or just like watch Titanic or something, and you need to like depuff.
Will you ever try this? I won't.
I don't think so.
No, me either. Okay. I was going to say, if you do, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay,
I don't see myself doing this. Unless something in my life really goes wrong, where I would need Preparation H. And then also would probably be crying a lot. So.
There you
Only
go.
if both of those things happen.
So, use it first for the crying. If you, then, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't use it too much.
No.
Kind of in related to a product that has other medical uses is giving yourself a facial with Pepto-Bismol.
That's weird.
It's weird, and I don't think that smells good. So, like, the stuff that you take... This is also... I feel like this is obvious, but I just want to say it. Like, not the tablets, but the liquid that you drink. Like, the pink, chalky goo that you eat when your stomach is upset. Yeah. You can use that, apparently, to clear acne. Like an acne facial mask.
Okay, how?
Well, so it contains... There's so many words that I have to say that I don't know how to say. Okay, so Pepto-Bismol contains bismuth subsalicylate.
Subsalicylate. Yep.
It's the end of the word that gets me.
Yeah, I know. It's like...
so that can help absorb and suck out oil in your face, kind of like a clay mask does. Because it's very, like, chalky, it has similar to, like, clay.
I know, it's so gross.
It is really gross. And so it sucks out oil on your face like a clay mask would. And then it's also part of the salicylic acid family, which makes sense because the word sounds sort of like salicylic acid. And it helps speed up cell turnover, so it prevents dead skin cells from clogging pores. But because it can suck out the oil from your face, it can be dehydrating. So be careful. But that makes sense. If you're using a clay mask, it's dehydrating as well.
Yeah, it is.
Or if you've ever used one, you know that it can just suck out everything from your skin.
It does too, yeah. Your face looks like the desert, like
right, it's
crunch.
like if you're putting on something chalky onto your face, that your skin is kind of chalky afterwards. Yeah. So just be careful. If your skin is already drier, you may not want to do it just because that's already So essentially know your skin, know your needs, and then address them accordingly. This one did not really give a warning of like, don't use it that often. I would say don't use it all the time. Something's going to just like suck out all of everything from your skin. Maybe don't you need a little bit on there.
Yeah. And I would like to add that if you try any of these, test it somewhere else on your body first, like on your arm, your forearm, something.
Yeah. Like behind your ear or something.
Test it first. Maybe like on your neck area, because your neck is as sensitive as your face too. And
you can cover that with a scarf.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you don't want to just throw it all on your face and think it's going to be fine, and then you might have an allergic reaction or something.
Right. That is an important disclaimer.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I don't want anyone doing this and then telling me like, oh, it messed up my face.
Right? You told me to.
Yeah, please be careful. Please don't come after me.
And know your allergies. Yes, know your allergies.
Please
Look at the ingredients.
So I feel like this is a good one for me to do before the break, because I'm going to need a break after I talk about this. So the other crazy thing that you could put on your face, apparently, I want to say this is for cosmetic purposes, not like it accidentally is there.
Yeah.
It's sperm.
Yes.
I'm just going to say. So there's a beauty blogger who has talked about this, and she does a daily 20-minute sperm facial. And apparently it has cured her of her rosacea, which is a skin condition where like your cheeks and your nose can get really red and irritated, kind of like eczema.
Yeah.
It's similar. And this sounds crazy, but apparently she said it works. She also says that it tightens and brightens her skin. And this was the part that I like almost stopped reading. I was like, I don't know if I can take this seriously. I also don't know if she's the only one who does this type of facial. Apparently she said she gets a donation from a friend.
I was going to just ask, where does she get this from?
Because I don't really see anyone like just selling it, out there. It's not on Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, she could probably go to like a sperm bank and just
But I don't know if can you just take it?
I think you have to like, I don't know.
I feel like you have to sign up for stuff. And
I know.
Go through a whole process. Well, I don't know. If you want to try this and you just have access to that, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If you have a best friend like she does.
Yeah, apparently. She also said her best friend eats organic whole foods and it's from a good source.
Healthy?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All natural.
So this beauty blogger, as I said, her name is Tracy Kiss. I'm sure you could look her up and see how she talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say no on this.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to say probably. I'm going to say I'm going to say no.
Definite no for me too.
Yeah, no, that's really gross.
I'm not going to put that on my face.
Yeah, but she does say it is natural and healthy, so it has that benefit. But there are a lot of other things that I would put in that category of natural and healthy.
Okay, well, how definite does she know that it's healthy? Because it is natural for sure.
Yeah.
But what if somebody has like a STI or something, and then you're taking theirs and you're rubbing it on your face?
I mean, you got to have a good source.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I would trust any of my friends. Not that I'm saying like they're nasty or anything like that, but still, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors sometimes.
That's true.
You can only know your friends so well.
You have to be careful.
Yeah. So I'm like,
with like anything with your body, just be careful where you get your products.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and talk about a few more crazy skincare.
Still on the search of that one true love? On the limbo in this crazy world of dating, marriage, relationships? Well, listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Relationship Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything about relationships.
Welcome back to the Health and Wellness Podcast. We are continuing to talk about some crazy skincare. And the next sort of crazy facial that you could do
I don't know if you can get more crazier than last time.
Yeah, you're right. This is a step down from the last one. Still weird, though.
Yeah.
Almost sounds related. Snail mucus.
That's gross.
And I have actually heard of this before. I think that BuzzFeed did like a video on it.
Okay.
Where they did like, they would like try it out. And it's pretty weird.
Like from a regular garden snail?
No. Okay, so it's called a snail facial, and it is like they're like specific snails. They're like organic snails. They live a good life. They they're not just picked up outside.
Okay.
And so a lot of upscale salons in the UK and the US are offering this. It apparently helps you get smoother and brighter skin. And what happens is you will lay down and an esthetician will place 3 large snails on your face. And then they crawl over your face for like 20 minutes, which leaves behind like their snail trail. And it is said to contain antioxidants.
Ew.
It will tighten your skin and leave you with a refreshing glow.
No, that's so gross. I don't do bugs or whatever, nature creatures like that. Oh my gosh.
No. No. I feel
bugs
like I don't
crawling
have to
on your
defend
face.
That.
Yeah, no.
Also, it's weird because like 20 minutes. That's long.
Yeah.
I guess that because they move so slow.
Right.
So.
And you said like 3 large
large.
How big are they?
I don't know. I didn't see like a picture or a measurement, but they're not like your normal garden snails, because those are smaller.
Yeah.
These looked a little bit bigger. I didn't get like a close up, but they looked a little bigger.
Like your Jurassic Park size?
Not like a sea snail.
Okay.
Like a little bit bigger than a garden snail. They looked like a little bit tougher. They would like beat up your garden snail.
Okay.
Yeah, they would kick them out. And yeah, as I said, apparently the snails are well taken care of, so you're not just getting, random stuff on your face. I mean, I guess you are getting random stuff on your face. You're getting snail mucus.
Isn't there that's like their excretion?
I don't know. I thought it was just like how they walk. Crawl.
Oh no, it's still gross.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me whichever way it is.
It's not. I'm never going to do that.
Yeah, no, I won't. No, I'm not going to pay for that.
No,
really. Yeah. So the next facial is also very strange, and this is bee venom, and it's sort of like a natural Botox.
Well, yeah,
because Botox is sort of like venom, and this is another type of venom.
Yes.
And this is a blend. So the facials consist of a blend of alpha hydroxy acids, collagen, and then bee venom. And it is said to reduce fine lines and give skin a tight and dewy look. And also, when you're doing this, there are no bee stings actually involved, so it's just the venom.
Okay.
Because I've heard people doing that.
Where they take the bee and just let it sting your face?
Yeah, and so I would really not be down for that.
No.
And apparently it's sort of like any other, it's like just any other facial, except they test you for allergies ahead of time.
I hope
because
so.
If you have a bee allergy, that would obviously be very bad.
Yeah.
And apparently some celebrities are into it because it gives like an ageless effect.
Well, I'm wondering, is that because the venom, your body reacts by swelling, maybe?
Potentially. I would imagine kind of like how in Botox it's like you're sort of frozen.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's kind of like that. Apparently it might take a few days after you get it to sort of see the glowing because you have just had venom applied to your face.
Right.
And people have said that it worked, and I don't know if these are permanent effects. I don't think it would be. I don't think anything's really permanent like that. Like you're going to get wrinkles.
Right.
But apparently people have said that it works, and they've liked it. And you're not getting stung by bees, so
yeah,
it's probably better.
Still, though, I don't know if I want my face not moving.
Yeah,
because Botox, they all just look so.
Right. Well, this almost seemed more gentle to me.
Okay.
When you look at Botox, it's very harsh.
Yeah.
So this didn't seem quite that because you're not injecting it. You're just putting it on.
Yeah. Okay.
So I thought maybe that would be better.
So is it like a mask that you just leave it on and then you wash it off, or is it like a lotion where you rub it in?
I think they put it on and then kind of wash it off.
Okay.
I would assume that's how most facials go. Or they would rub it in enough that you're not left with a gross
and then just
layer.
rinse whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's still gross.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really gross. It's just weird. Because why would you want to put venom on your face?
It sounds if I went up to a salon and they offered a Venom facial, I would say no.
Right.
Like, I'm like, does that mean I watch the movie while you give me a facial?
I know, right.
Like, are there comic books? Other than that, I wouldn't be into
Somebody's reading me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Reads me Venom while
you're not
I
gonna
do
put
this.
Right, Venom on my face. Who does that?
No. Okay, so the other one that is weird is stem cells, and specifically stem cells from sheep placentas.
Okay, so I've heard of like other stem cells, like from your own body, kind of like the blood one.
Yeah,
but not from other animals.
This is similar to that because all living things have stem cells, and stem cells are like little cells that are the beginning of all kinds of like other like tissues, organs. So your body has them, and they're the cells that can turn into a lot of other things. You know, like when you're developing as a baby, like in the womb, those things this can become a lung, you know, things like that. That's a very simplified explanation.
Yeah,
but generally
it's a lot more complex.
That's generally, and all animals have them. So like they're mostly found in babies because they're like the beginning of life.
Right.
And so hence the reason of sheep placentas. And people have said that they can be used as like a topical solution. But I would say if you're going to do that, the stem, like cells and everything, like your face is already developed.
Yes.
And there are other treatments that I've seen that have stem cells in them. So like not necessarily a facial, but I've seen like face washes that have them, things like that. And I don't know. I get sort of like why the idea is that it will be like regenerative cell development, and
but it's from a sheep though. Like, why wouldn't you take like? I think I heard somebody do like a placenta from their own placenta, like after they've had a child. And the baby's placenta there, they, used it for other purposes afterwards. Like, I even think one of the Kardashians, like, ate it.
Yeah, you can eat it.
It's gross.
I mean, I would imagine those are just less plentiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you have, like, a midwife, they might do that for you.
Yeah, but I don't understand, like, why a sheep...
I think it was just, like, an animal that they could... get that because a sheep is like a livestock animal,
right?
So I imagine something they already have.
But isn't their DNA set up to like make another sheep?
Like so stem cells are just stem cells
in general.
Okay, I think, and I think also it's like they're not injecting it into your body,
right? They're
it's just like on your skin. But again, if you have other products that have stem cells or advertise that, I don't know. They like what I found on the internet is they weren't saying it's like super guaranteed, but it's supposed to like plump up your skin and like increase like collagen production, but I don't know.
Yeah,
be careful.
See, I'm just super suspect with that because I'm like, if your skin naturally only produces a certain amount of collagen, and that's all it's gonna do.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. So those are some strange facials that I just wanted to bring up. Some strange skincare.
They are.
And then I wanted to go on to our next topic because I think this is also very important. And this is about the importance of oral hygiene and how it affects the rest of your bodily health.
Yeah.
So, you're always aware of how you should keep your teeth clean. Yes. You should brush normally. You should floss, go to the dentist. But I was not aware about how this can affect other parts of your body, other health issues. Because poor oral hygiene can actually lead to other problems, and some of the connections people have found have been like connections to diabetes or heart disease or other health issues.
Even with the brain, I've heard also, because when you get your headaches or because the nerves are so close to your brain, it has an effect there too.
That would make sense. And it would all make sense when everything in your body is interconnected.
Keep your teeth brushed.
Yes. So, firstly, just as general, to prevent health issues, you should always practice good oral hygiene, make regular dental visits, brush regularly, floss, and watch what you eat. So don't eat too many of those sugary things. This is coming right after Halloween, so please brush. So there has been a connection between the overall health of your body. People have really started talking about this and increased interest in the last 5 to 10 years. And to understand this, you should first kind of know what can go wrong in your oral health. And one of the things is bacteria can build up on your teeth. and that can make gums prone to infection. So the reason you brush is to brush away that bacteria that can cause problems. But then if that bacteria builds up on your gums and your teeth, the immune system will try to move in to attack that infection, and then the gums can become inflamed. The inflammation can continue until it is brought under control, until you go see a dentist, until they remove your cavity, until they clean your teeth.
Yep. And even sometimes it gets to a point where I know one of my nephews had this, where they have to give you an antibiotic because because the infection is already in your gums, and then like a week later you come back for the rest of the treatment, like getting your cavity filled or whatever.
Wow, that's an intense infection.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah, please do. So if this doesn't get treated over time, inflammation and like the chemicals that they release can eat away at your gums and potentially even your bone structure that holds in your teeth. And this can result in severe gum disease known as periodontitis.
Periodontal. My best friend has periodontal disease.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read about it. I was like, this sounds real rough.
It does. You are going to end up losing your teeth in the future. Just pull them all out now.
Yeah, it can be real bad. That's what I learned from this. I was like, this could be really bad.
Yes, it can.
So this can cause a lot of other problems. The periodontist can. And we're going to take a break, and then we're going to finish up talking about some of the problems that it can cause.
Yeah.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to the GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. We are continuing to talk about oral hygiene. And as we've mentioned, some of the problems that can happen with your oral hygiene, now we're going to talk about how that can connect to other bodily health. So there can be a diabetes connection with gum disease. And the relationship between diabetes and periodontitis can be the strongest of any of the connections between mouth and body. And when inflammation starts in the mouth, this can weaken the body's ability to control blood sugar. And people with diabetes have trouble processing sugar because of a lack of insulin. So essentially, if you already have a problem controlling your blood sugar, adding on like an infection and your body trying to process this, it doesn't make it better. Obviously. So people with diabetes have trouble processing sugar because of a lack of insulin and the hormone that converts sugar into energy. Periodontal disease complicates diabetes because the inflammation can impair the body's ability to utilize insulin. So, what I found interesting is that also it can have a two-way connection to this. So, like if you're having dental issues and your body is having trouble regulating insulin along with diabetes, so you're basically doubling down on this problem, it can also sort of be the way around. So high blood sugar provides ideal conditions for infection. So that can include other gum infections. So if you are having a gum infection that is negative for your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, and then if you have bad blood sugar, that influences your body's ability to deal with infection, which can then contribute to other gum diseases. So really, if you help manage one, you can also help the other. So it's important to do, especially if you have diabetes, it's important to manage your oral health, just because you really don't want to let that get out of control. It's not good. So another thing that can be connected to oral health is heart disease. And some of the reasons for this are not fully understood, but essentially up to 91% of patients with heart disease have periodontitis. Oh. And that's compared to like 66% of people with no heart disease.
That makes sense.
Really?
Well, to me, because like I said, my best friend has periodontal disease, and her mom passed away from like a heart attack. So she also has like some, you know, what's the word when it's passed down?
Like some hereditary, like
heart issues.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they haven't completely understood why that happens, but there's just a lot of correlation between them. So there are other risk factors involved in both, like gum disease and heart disease. Like there are risk factors like smoking, unhealthy diet, excess weight, and sort of like both of these diseases have those things in common.
Right.
And some suspect that periodontitis has a direct role in raising the risk of heart disease. The theory is that inflammation in the mouth causes inflammation in the blood vessels, and that can increase your risk of a heart attack.
Okay.
And inflamed blood vessels allow less blood to travel between the heart and the rest of the body, and that raises your blood pressure.
Yeah.
And then there's also a greater risk that like fatty plaque will break off the wall of a blood vessel and travel to the heart and to the brain. And that can cause a heart attack as well. So like if you're having a lot of plaque in your mouth and you're having that type of like inflammation, some of those problems can then transfer to the other blood vessels near your heart.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So that can really increase your risk of a heart attack or a stroke.
The connection there is crazy.
Yeah. So you should be taking care of all parts of your body.
Right.
You know, It's like if someone goes to work out and they always say, you know, don't forget leg day.
Right.
It's kind of like, don't forget. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to brush your teeth twice a day.
Please.
So there are other things related to oral health, like in general, like smoking increases your risk of gum disease and increases your risk of like everything.
Everything, right?
Smoking. So please just don't do it. It's not cool.
It's nasty too.
It makes you smell bad.
It really does. Nobody wants to kiss you. No, that's gross.
Also, I didn't know this, but smoking can interfere with treatment. Some gum surgeries can tend to be more complicated, and recovery can be more difficult if you're a smoker.
Well, yeah, because all that junk you putting in there.
Yeah,
like with it, what's in like the tobacco and all that, like chemicals and all that. It's like just don't.
No,
so gross.
And nicotine in cigarettes can cause blood vessels to constrict, and this can interfere with your gums' ability to fight infection.
Yeah.
So please be careful.
Yeah, if you're a smoker, just try and quit.
Yeah. Also, there can be a connection between health risks during pregnancy and oral health.
Yeah.
So babies born too early at a low birth weight often have significant health problems. And some of these factors that relate to premature or low birth weight actually can, like, researchers are looking at some of that connection to gum disease.
Oh, wow.
So this is another one that they're still looking into. But infection and inflammation in general seem to interfere with the fetus's development in the womb. So although men have periodontitis more often than women do, hormonal changes during pregnancy can increase a woman's risk of gum disease.
Oh, wow.
So for optimal health, you should definitely go in, see a dentist if you're thinking of becoming pregnant or maybe pregnant. Just go in and get everything checked out and take care of your dental health, because any infection, even in your mouth, can affect baby's development.
It can.
So infection anywhere in your body, really. So please be careful. Please. And get that checked out.
You want a healthy baby.
Yeah, please don't take the risk. And then in general, just to end our show, I just want to say, brush twice a day. Try and floss once a day, and then go for regular dental cleanings, checkups. Try and just get everything looked at in general.
Yeah.
And also try and watch your diet. And also something that I haven't really thought about until I got a little bit older is how your family's medical history can relate to your dental history. So let your dentist know if your family has some like dental issues in the family. If anyone in your family has gum disease, make sure your dentist knows. And if that is in your family, please make sure that you go to your dentist frequently and get everything checked every time you go in.
Right.
And also, you want to catch it before it can get to the point where your teeth are falling out.
Right, exactly.
So please go check it out. Take good care of your teeth. It can affect all different parts of your body.
It can. And tooth pain is like one of the worst, I swear.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anything, like any pain in your head is just the worst.
Yeah.
And I know no one likes the dentist, but just go even just for a general checkup.
Yeah.
You know, just a cleaning. Mm-hmm. You probably just need them to look at it, make sure you're all good.
Right.
So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that some of that information can be helpful and interesting. And please tune in next time.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Health and Wellness Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.